Why to buy any MacBook right now if a new MacBook is on the horizon with Apple's own silicon slash Apple silicon or slash A14 chip slash Apple processor slash ARM processor? So many confusing names, but the power of these processors are going to be huge. So why you wanna buy a Mac right now with Intel processors? These are going to be hot, those are going to be very disturbing after using it for 2 or 3 years maybe. Yes, I know that the latest MacBooks are pretty powerful, but when there is a new version coming on very soon, why you should buy a version that is not going to be as powerful as the new version? That's the thing I want to talk about. If you are on the market right now, you want to buy a MacBook, please hold on, please, it's my hard request to you, don't buy a MacBook right now, hold on a little bit. There is going to be a new amazing super powerful MacBook coming on very soon. Okay, the thing is, I want to talk about my MacBook Air 2017. It's been already 3 years I'm using my MacBook Air 2017 and it's a pretty perfect device. But the thing is, it's not a thing that I want to keep using for more than next 1 year maybe. It started to show its age. The things I do, video editing, photo editing, or even website developing, are not that intuitive right now on the MacBook Air 2017. And I made so many videos about the MacBook Air 2017 on my channel. Maybe you guys have already seen those videos, but the thing is, right now I get so many DMs each and every day that should I buy the MacBook Air 2017 or should I buy the new MacBook Air 2018 or the MacBook Pro 13-inch. But the thing is, I tell everyone to stop buying the MacBook Air or the MacBook Pro or any MacBooks in general for the next 1 or 2 months, because there is going to be a much powerful, much power efficient, much battery life capable, much amazing Mac very soon. It is going to be on the market very soon. The release date is expected to be on November 17, but instead of talking about the release date, let's see what are the things we can expect out of the MacBook with Apple's own silicon. So the rumors are suggesting that we may get the Apple's A14 processor on the MacBook Air 13-inch or on the MacBook Pro 13-inch, or we may get the MacBook on the, doesn't matter whatever comes first. The thing is, Apple A14 is so much powerful than the i5 on the MacBook Air 2017 that I'm currently using, or maybe you guys want to buy. Okay, let me share you all the Geekbench results that I have found so far. The MacBook Air 2017, my personal one, scored single core 1137, the multi-core is 2234, whereas the A14, that's not even a desktop class processor, that's the iPhone slash iPad processor. Those doesn't even have fans to cool those processors down. You can understand the thing. The mobile processors are much powerful than the i5 with fan processors. Okay, desktop class versus phone class processor, we're gonna compare this. We're nuts. A14 has a single core of 3479 and the multi-core is 5633. I think you can understand the difference. It is huge. The competition is nowhere left. Again, there is no competition. Single core on the i5 on the MacBook Air 2017 is 1137 and the single core on the A14 chipset is mobile processor 3479. The multi-core on the i5 MacBook Air 2017 is 2234 versus the A14 is 5633. So this amount of A14 processor's power is only available on the MacBook Pro 13-inch. You can understand the thing. The MacBook Pro 13-inch with the 10th generation Core i5 processor, and that is huge expensive, much expensive than the MacBook Air 13-inch. So if you are on the market currently thinking about to buy a MacBook Air 13-inch 2017 or even the 2018, I'll say you to hold on until November 17. There might be a new MacBook that is much powerful, and that's the only reason I'm not buying a MacBook Pro 13-inch. I'm waiting for the Apple Silicon. There are many more things. This is the only processor things, and I think from my personal feeling, the processor only is a thing that you should consider not to buy the MacBook Pro 2018 or even the any latest MacBook Pro 13-inch. Yes, I know that the 16 inches are powerful, but you should understand the thing is the A14 chipsets are not a desktop class processor. Without even trying anything on the processor, Apple has accomplished superpower on their phone processor. You can think, if they try to make a desktop class processor, then how powerful their desktop processors will be. Okay, these are the things about the processor, and I think the processor alone is a thing to upgrade or wait or hold on. Next one, that is the Rosetta 2. Okay, I think you haven't heard of Rosetta 2 that much, but the thing is, if you want to use a x86 or a Intel based software on your MacBook with ARM processor, that is not going to be that intuitive. But the thing is, if you have Rosetta 2, it can translate that app very seamlessly, and that's the reason I think the software experience is going to be as seamless as the Intel one. A lot of people are thinking that the MacBook with the ARM processor is not going to be that great because the compatibility issues, but the thing is, it's not the case. You can think of 2010 when Apple shifted from PowerPC to their Intel processors. That time they introduced the Rosetta and it was perfectly fine, and this time they are launching the Rosetta 2, and I think the Rosetta 2 is going to be pretty perfect to translate all those Intel based software into their ARM based processor, and within next 1 or 2 years this software will be professionally and fully developed for their ARM processor, and that time it is going to be much powerful. But for now the Rosetta 2 is pretty reliable, I think so, as they have introduced the Rosetta 2. The next thing is the heat management system. The MacBook Pro 13-inch, MacBook Air 13-inch / the MacBook Pro 16-inch, these devices gets very warm. If you know somebody who uses a Mac, ask them about their MacBook Pro 13-inch or the 16-inch or even the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air 2018 version or even the MacBook Air 2017 version, and ask them what is the heating condition of their Macs. They will probably say you, my Mac heats super hot, it gets really warm even after watching some videos on Google Chrome or even on Safari for a long period of time. Heating is a major drawback on the MacBooks, but with Apple's processor we may expect a much better cooling system. If you take a look at the iPad Pro 11-inch or the iPad Pro 12.9-inch, those doesn't have cooling system, cooling fans, and those are much powerful than the 13-inch MacBook Pros in some cases. And they don't have fan, they don't have desktop class processors, then you can understand how powerful Apple's processor is going to be with a fan or cooling system, dedicated cooling systems on the MacBooks. Yep. So if you consider that thing, the heat management on the MacBook with Apple's own processors are going to be super powerful. So you should be considering that thing also. The heating is a thing that will reduce drastically on the MacBook with ARM processors. The next thing I noticed is the power optimization or software optimization. Yes, I know that Apple's softwares are already pretty optimized with the Intel processor and other things like that on the MacBook because they does the software and hardware integration very well than other companies, and that is the only reason why the optimization is still these days are better on the Macs. But if you consider Apple's own processor, then this optimization will be next level. With Rosetta 2 and their own custom built silicon processors, this optimization will be next level. The softwares are already optimized with the new Apple's own processors. The software will be much powerful. If you use Final Cut Pro X or you use any kind of 3D simulation softwares or any kind of 3D modeling software like Maya, Blender or Cinema 4D, then this Apple Silicon is going to be pretty powerful. If you haven't watched Apple's own keynote, you may see that they have showcased that Maya, Blender, this kind of softwares runs very amazingly with their own Apple Silicon processor. So the optimization is going to be next level, and that's also a thing you should hold on for the MacBook with Apple own processor. We don't know the name, like these will still be called like MacBook Pro or MacBook Air 13-inch or the MacBook 12-inch, but these processors are going to be pretty powerful. So let's see what happens. But the next one is the battery life, and the battery life is expected to be 20 hours. Right now all the MacBooks have 9 to 11 hours of battery backup, but with Apple's own silicon the battery backup could go up to 20 hours. That's expected, and 20 hours on a laptop with superpower is just insane. And if you don't know, Apple's MacBooks don't need power adapter to be connected with your Mac to give you the most amount of performance out of your MacBook. Even if you are using it over the battery, it doesn't matter what you are using, but the performance will be same if you are using it plugged on or if you are using over the battery. So these are the things you should consider before buying a Mac. I'll say you should consider waiting for next 1 or 2 months because there is going to be a new Mac that is going to be much powerful, much optimized, and that is also going to have super battery life of 20 hours expected. You may buy the 16-inch, but for the 13-inch, 12-inch or the 13-inch Pro, don't buy them right now. And eventually the thing is, these Macs could be much cheaper than before because they are going to have Apple's own processors, and the Apple's own processors are not going to be as expensive as the Intel processor. If you don't know, Intel charges so much to Apple for their processors, and if Apple makes their own processors, the price of the Macs could go much down than this time. I hope you guys have understood why you should wait for the new MacBook instead of buying it right now. That is all for this one. Be sure to subscribe to get this kind of amazing contents on my channel, and a like would be massively appreciated. That is all. Goodbye.